Hey guys, Wonderboat here with the Mag 1 Community Clinic. Looking at the packs, I'm kind of interested in this Rhino Specialist. I really like having these really tanky starts. Hounds are like kind of tanky for some units to deal with, and then of course the Sabers, kind of just a big beefy boy, really strong on the line, not quite so good in long range battles. And judging from his start here, it could be him on defense here, so I think I do want to press the attack. His arc lights and sledges really good against my hounds, unfortunately, but at least the sabers are okay against them. I think in this spot I'm supposed to get chaff, right? I don't think more hounds ever make sense. They're not enough. And you can never be too sad about chaff. Looking at the recommended, I think this one's looking the most what I'm interested in. I actually don't think I need to adjust very much at all. It's a pretty good setup here. You'll see the hounds in front of the crawlers like this. This is very common. Believe it or not, they actually do funnel through the crawlers and do a nice split. It won't always occur, but it's pretty common. So he's going for the Void Eyes here. Of course, today we literally just got a patch like an hour ago. They are much tankier now, but lower DPS. They got 10 more range. And you can see the zero cost tech, brand new to Mechabellum. Pretty interesting stuff. He doesn't click it though. He does not have the flyer tech as well, so we don't have to worry about anti-air too much. Though typically I do get anti-air on round 2 just to be safe against like a Phoenix. But yeah, this match turned out a lot different than I thought. He didn't go for something very defensive. And pretty close round, but it looks like Saber's gonna get the job done. Got a Saber level. And let's see, a second of intensive training for him. Wraith, a pretty good headbutt unit, right? That's what we call this type of battle, is a headbutt. We're pretty close to each other. Don't think the other cards matter too much. Like ER Saber is fine. I've actually probably never clicked it in my life, but I don't know. I just consider the stat losses to be pretty severe. So for me, it's like probably intensive or nothing. And I think for me, it's a nothing here. I really like early money, to be honest with you. Intensive, just not quite juicy enough for me. So the question is, do we need more single target damage or tanks, more chaff, or do we need to get our chaff clear going? It's pretty tough to attack either tower, right? He's got the center defense. Like, I could mobile beacon stuff in, sure, but I don't really prefer going for those lines early since the mobile beacon is pretty expensive. So let's keep it simple. Let's create an air threat. He does not shoot up, so we're already threatening an auto win, and I quite value that. And I guess I'm pretty exposed on the front against like his own sniper plays. So let's just get a crawler up front. We could have it split in half. Or we could just like really cover it. I don't recommend this though, because the sledge will get perfect shots where they all shoot different crawlers. So I'm gonna go for vertical. Looks like it was just chaff for him. Doesn't want that second intensive. At least I don't think. Oh, he did take it, just kidding. 2 intensives. So what we're praying right now is that the enhancement module doesn't show up. The one that gives you the level ups for free. That would be pretty ridiculous. So yeah, what we need to improve right now is our chaff clear, right? He bought 3 chaff. We didn't buy more chaff clear. Our hounds are very unprotected, and his weapons are so good against hounds that, honestly, I'm pretty ready to buy a new chaff clear unit. Like, I can certainly stay in hounds. It's not like a bad play, but honestly, there's just better chaff clear units in these short range battles. The best ones are Tarantula and Wraith, and between those two, I think Wraiths are easier to get into, since they require less techs. And these cards don't really help me for that type of game plan. Honestly, they're all like giant related. So yeah, clear skip for me. Probably the same for my opponent. And so I think it's just Wraith. If I was offered like a Fire Badger, I would take it. I don't think I'm willing to go into Tarantulas from here. So yeah, let's just do the Wraith. Certainly one, I think. choosing between here and here, I mostly look at this as like, this is less safe. Like, sure, it's more in the action, but I value safety quite a bit. And I don't think we need a second one. I think these levels are juicy. Another thing that's important here is my tower is just not safe, right? Like a crawler here just simply gets it. And so my defense against that will be a hound poking his head out a little bit. The reason I poke my head out is that if he flanks me, like, you know, 3 of the hounds or 4 of the hounds go down here, and 1 will like come up here to like take a phoenix shot or protect against storm on the line, that sort of thing. Looks like more chaff from him. Levels up the sledge, goes for a suppression shot. Kind of a wacky choice there. Not sure it's so valuable, but perhaps keeping them a bit more safe, not the worst. So he didn't really add a lot of upshoot. I guess the fangs, that was his logic there, right? They're just late enough that they can kill the phoenix if he wins the ground fight. But once I added the wraith, unfortunately, no longer good enough. So he needs real anti-air, so... You know, he's probably looking to get into phoenixes, if I had to guess. You know, certainly mustangs and other things like that, marksmen, are completely fine, but... Let's see, do these help him? Well, these are 2 upshoot options for him, so I could see him pick either of these. The scorpions, for me, are honestly quite good. Like, sure, he can put a chaff up front, but, you know, scorpions, it's also, like, really efficient money-wise, right? They sell for 600, which is tied for stormcallers, but better than these 2. So, yeah, let's take the Scorpion. And they are tanks as well, right? So they can be quite high up. If they die, they die. You know, their main goal is just to tank and then take a shot at these. The Rhino in headbutts is very good, so, you know, I'm definitely not selling it. I'm looking at the arrows here. The arrows indicate it will go to tower. We'll see if that's true or not, but I'm willing to try it. And, yeah, the wraiths are a really important part of my game plan here. So we're going to buy 1 more. Can put it pretty safe. Like, I think this is a little too risky. I think this is fine, but I'm going to go for the really safe line. We'll take range, and let's think about my tower safety even more. So we'll go crawler like this, and, you know, I could missile to be ultra safe, but at 100 resources, I'd rather get the sort of like the tempo of taking the health enhancement. Now let me talk about the Wraith range here. Range on Wraith is really good because Wraith's weapon tries to target individual units, and by giving your Wraiths more range, they do a better job of finding unique targets. It's just a unique aspect of certain weapons in the game, like Wraith, Multi-Melter, Multi-Hack. By the way, the Rhino getting the tower here is great. He goes into boats. Very scary if enhancement module dropped, like I mentioned, because he could get like a boat level for free per turn. But, you know, we may be able to tempo him out. Look at this HP damage. All right, let's see. 2 spells here. Efficient Tech is not like the best econ card in the game. It's certainly pickable, but I'll take the like semi-premium spell here. EMP is really expensive, and I just don't think I need it. And his towers are like pretty open. I feel like this is what he would expect the least. This is probably like the most disruptive. Like even this is viable. And I could defend myself as well. Yeah, maybe I prefer that. I feel like I'm in a good position, so I'd rather play safe. We'll say that this is enough tower defense. And he doesn't have adequate DPS, so I like the Scorp. I guess he adds a boat, and then he does have adequate DPS, and so let's add a crawler to prevent that. And do I leave the Rhino for a turn? I think I'll leave it. Let's like be sure that he actually answers it. I guess he could missile it. I could do like a missile interceptor, but it's kind of risky. I think what I want is a little bit more Wraith coverage in case he goes heavy on Chaff. And then we'll add a bunch of Phoenixes to counter the boats, just not this turn. It's kind of like a wait and see what he does type of angle. Let's prevent these Scorpion locks on my Sabertooth. We don't want to make it easy for him. And yeah, there's not much else I want. Like, you know, I could spend 50, I could tempt speed, but I'm not feeling comfortable about it. So let's just wait. All right, well, now we know what's up. He must have sold the boat to set up this line. Thankfully, our crawlers coming in may save the tower. I think it's going to be a pretty big delay, so that's sweet. At this point, it's just going to be him spamming boats. We can see he's got full carry techs, so absolutely he's got the potential to scale and beat me, despite being low on health. So I need to really lock in here, really play accurately, because I technically have like a tempo advantage. I can like loan and like missile a bunch of stuff and try and close the game. He'll probably get the round here, but that's probably okay. Okay, really fortunate drops here. So for me, it's the marksman probably, because with aerial specialization, you can have high priority of targeting the air, and it's just great DPS. For him, it's probably Typhoon, because Typhoons are really good chaff clear and bodies to protect your boats. So bearing that in mind, if I take the marksman, I may struggle a little bit to kill the Typhoons, but I do have Scorpion unlocked, so maybe I can make it happen. I think this is a really scary position for me, though. We're going to sell this Rhino. I just can't picture that being efficient because there's a crawler blocking him and then he just dies. We're going to be pretty heavy on tempo here because, again, he's just scaling incredibly well. We'll even do like a missile here in case more crawlers stream in. We're going to do at least 2 marksmen in this sort of area. Maybe just all 3, honestly. Does he have jump drive? No. So, like, should be good long term here. And I guess we could try going into Shielded Fangs. Maybe even like Loose Crawler is better. And then he can summon Wasp, right? We have the Wraiths for that. The Wraiths are really bad into boats, though, so like it's a weird situation. Maybe I'm supposed to go Mustangs. Like, they are good chaff, right? So we'll keep it simple. This is like the classic boat defense. Mustangs kill the Wasp. Marksmen shoot down the boats. A little bit of Fangs for stall. We can even like bubble. Just in case he like missiles or something. I think I should have loaned there, but ran low on time. It's a tricky spot. Not the best bubble I've ever done. But that's all right. The marksmen are doing fantastically, taking down one of the boats. This boat's taking a lot of damage. We're certainly winning the ground fight on the left. So I mentioned out-tempoing him, and it's looking pretty good. I think that's actually just game. So thank gosh, we managed to close out the game. If enhancement module dropped, or he managed to finish all of his techs on his boats, I think we were in some trouble. But I think the way we played the first like 4 turns was really effective compared to the Void Eyes that he tried cooking up with. I respect it. Everyone's trying to figure out this new unit, but we played it nice and standard, let's say, and got a nice advantage early on. All right, GG guys. This has been Wonderboat with the Mag 1 Community Clinic. Thanks for watching.